Welcome everybody. Today we are going to have Brooke Miles as a webinar speaker. She'll be talking about grow your YouTube channel. She'll be talking about grow your YouTube channel to grow your business. Brooke Miles is founder of Delaware Shoutout. Before we start the webinar, I'm going to talk about the background of SCORE. SCORE was formed in 1964 as a resource. SCORE was formed in 1964 as a resource partner of the Small Business Administration, whose mission is to help aspiring entrepreneurs and existing businesses to succeed. In Chester and Delaware counties, there are 100 volunteers to help small business owners. Our mentoring and many of our education programs are at no cost to you always. Before we start the webinar, there are rules of engagement. This presentation is being recorded and will be made available to you in follow-up email from SCORE after today's session. You have been placed on mute to avoid any distractions. Please add your questions in the Q&A box. Questions in the QA box will be responded to you throughout the session and at the end. Add any comments or references in the chat box. Now, Brooke Miles is going to start her.
All right, well, thank you everyone for attending. And I am excited to share with you how to grow your business through YouTube. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about how to create engaging video content that really bolsters your brand and builds a community so that you attract new customers and build relationships and all of that. Just like Shushila had mentioned, please feel free to ask questions and make comments throughout the presentation. She's going to look for those while I'm presenting, and also try to look for them while I'm presenting so that I can answer your questions and just interact with you as much as possible. We want to make this as interactive as possible. Okay, so here's what we're going to be covering today. First of all, just understanding what do you need to be successful on YouTube. Okay, in terms of your YouTube channel, and understand what's not important, because what I will tell you that I'm speaking to you as a peer, as a fellow business owner in this. And I'll explain to you that I started my YouTube journey just a little more than 2 years ago, and I've learned a lot of hard lessons, and I've had a lot of successes with it as well, which is why I'm presenting today. But I've learned of the things that I thought were important that a lot of people who start out thinking are important really aren't. And then the things you wouldn't even think of for YouTube are important. So we want to kind of sort those out. You're also going to walk away understanding whether YouTube is worth your time. There are some of you that are going to be super excited about it afterwards, and there are going to be some that are going to be like, okay, this is more work than I thought. But I will tell you that everything that I share with you you can use these video ideas and these video techniques and everything like that for a lot of your social media videos in general. So if you don't want to venture out on YouTube, but maybe you want to do more Instagram reels or, video posts on Facebook or what have you, a lot of these concepts are really going to help you immensely. So no matter what, I want to make sure it's worthwhile. And what I also want to do is in the chat right now, I'm going to put in my, this is my contact information, okay, right here. So please feel free to, and you'll see my email address, but you also see my YouTube channel as well, just if you want to have something to model things after. Also, I do notice that towards the very top, just above my comment, it says that my contact info, and it has my phone number. That is not my phone number. I don't know whose phone number that is, but that is not mine. So, but my contact info is below. Feel free to use that. Okay. And then you'll see my YouTube channel as well. Okay, so why make YouTube videos? And I am going to share my story as well and why I got started with this. But when you have a channel that for example, my business, I'm a social media consultant, okay, and so I train small businesses with their social media. So my YouTube channel is basically lots of lots of social media tutorials, okay. And what happens is that when you have lots of videos out there that touch on your industry, then that boosts your credibility. And also people who are potential customers are watching you, they're already building, they almost feel like they're building a relationship with you. They're already trusting you, and that shortens the sales cycle. So what I have found in the last 2.5 years that I've really been serious about YouTube is it used to be a matter of, well, it used to be, will I work with Brooke? And now it is, okay, when will I? And I'm the same Brooke. Okay. So I just want to let you know these are some of the benefits. And I do see something in Q&A. It says, can't see your info after the number.
I'm going to provide.
Okay. So I just put in my information in the chat. I see. Never mind. I see what I did. Yes, if you could copy that would be fantastic. I see, because I can only send it to the host and the panelists. I can't send it to everyone else. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. This is what happens when I don't read things carefully. Okay. Also what I found, if you have the type of business that can be more than just local, YouTube will do that for you, because people are going to be watching your videos around the world. And my market used to be right in the tri-state area, which is great. I mean, people are people no matter what. But now I have clients literally around the world, mostly still in the United States, but they're coming to me from all over. It also enhances your search engine optimization, since YouTube and Google are, all the same. I mean, YouTube is part of Google. And also YouTube videos have longevity. When you are, just a second. Oh, thank you, Adam, for copying that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So hopefully everyone sees that right now. Okay. Also, YouTube videos have longevity. So for example, you spend time creating this YouTube video, and what happens is, instead of people just seeing it for a few days, if you're lucky, it can be a few years that people are watching it. And I will tell you that, well, my most popular video right now is from earlier this year, like around, I think, January, February of this year. But before, I have to check, but before, actually it's more than that. Anyway, it was months and months and months and months ago, is my most popular video right now, that's getting a ton of views every month. But before that, it was a video that I had published in January 2021 that just kept on skyrocketing. So what happens is that you're building a library of content. And also YouTube offers revenue sharing opportunities. And what that means is, when you when you watch YouTube videos and you see, ads before the video, maybe after the video, sometimes in the middle of the video, well, obviously YouTube charges those advertisers money. Okay. And once you have hit certain goals within YouTube, with YouTube, it's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, then YouTube gives you the opportunity, if you want, and there's no reason not to get 55% of the revenue that YouTube is getting from the ads they place on your videos. They're already putting ads on your videos. You might as well get 55% of the money anyway. So that is super cool. So I'm also sharing all these benefits about why making YouTube videos, because when I start going into the work that is involved, I want you to keep this in mind. I have found it completely worth it. Let's see. Okay, let's go on to the next slide here. Okay. So here's my story. In late July 2020, that we were in the middle of serious pandemic. I mean, people were just mentally shut down. A lot of businesses were super struggling. And I realized that, and I used to just market I just used to do in-person networking all the time. And that went away. So I needed a way to replace that. So I decided to use YouTube videos. And as a social media consultant, I've always told my clients, oh, video, always do video, on social media. And I'm like, okay, let me actually maybe do some of my own advice that I give to my clients and at least do videos on YouTube. So I started out in late July with 12 subscribers. And the only reason I even had 12 is because once a year I might have dumped a video just on YouTube on my channel just to keep it safe there. I had no plans. But in late July 2020, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get to it. And now I have actually it's like 5,200 subscribers. And by the way, I started filming everything with my iPhone. I still do everything with my iPhone. 5,000 subscribers, even to me, doesn't sound like a lot. When you watch YouTube and you see, some channels with 100,000 subscribers and 1 million subscribers. If you have 1,000 subscribers, you're in the top 91% of YouTube channels. And if you have 10,000 subscribers, you're in the top 98%. So, so just to let you know, as you're growing, it doesn't feel like you're doing well, but you are. But long story short, I'm still using my iPhone. I just put on a tripod. We'll go through all that. I now have clients around the world, like I shared with you already. Sometimes they're finding me on YouTube, but sometimes they are like they might be Googling a question, and you know how sometimes video results come up, and for some questions that are out there in the social media world, my video is popping up as one of the top 3 choices. So again, this can be you too. I already mentioned the shorter sales cycle and getting the monthly paychecks through Google/YouTube. And this is just an example of an email that I actually, a LinkedIn message that I got from someone who saw one of my videos, became a client, just to give you an idea. Okay, now, and I'm sorry I'm going through all this, but I really just want to impart on you how worthwhile this is. And this screenshot I just took last week, again, just to give you a taste of how this can help your business. So in the last 28 days, I got under 23,000 views. So imagine if 23,000 people every month-ish, actually it's less than a month, watched your videos. Do you think you might get a customer or client from that? 1,000 watch hours per month, about 249 subscribers, and then $270. Again, not a huge amount, but it pays about like a little more than a week's worth of groceries. So I will take that. Okay, so let's talk about, here are the 3 most common questions I get about being on YouTube. Okay, so the first one is, what equipment do you need? You need a smartphone. Do not go and get the fanciest camera, because here's what happens. Unless you've mastered that camera is going to end up being, it's going to be super technical. It's going to be the roadblock to you actually making videos. And smartphones these days have take really good videos, so just use that. Some nice to haves, a ring light is super helpful. I have a ring light right here. Let me see if I could show it to you. I have a ring light that actually, oh, it's breaking apart. You see how it actually has it can hold my phone. Okay, so I have that too. An external mic is helpful. That can plug into your phone, just to make the sound quality a little better. But I just recommend just filming somewhere where there isn't too much of an echo. And then also a tripod, or do the ring light tripod and all in one spot. Okay. How do you edit your videos? Most of the videos on my channel, I have 117 videos now, something like that. Most of the videos on my channel were edited on iMovie. More recently, I started using Final Cut Pro. So iMovie is free. If you happen to be a Mac person, use iMovie. Once I got super comfortable with editing, and I was like, oh, I want to be able to do this effect and that effect, and I understood what those effects were, then I decided to get an editing software that I actually had to pay for. But you can use free editing software. And there are also, and I also listed some PC alternatives in case you're on a PC. And you can also hire a video editor. They can sometimes, they can sometimes be a little pricey. It just depends. But that is an option. My goal, I still edit all of my videos myself, but my goal at some point is to have someone else do it. And then the final, most common question I get is, how long should a video be? And the answer is as long as it needs to be and as short as possible. There is some myth out there that, oh, and, if I go on YouTube, I should just make 30-second videos and 1-minute videos. But on YouTube, except for those YouTube shorts, those are those vertical format videos that almost look like Instagram Reels or TikTok videos, okay? Except for those, most videos on YouTube are 5 minutes long, 7 minutes long, 20 minutes long, an hour long, not always an hour long, but they're a lot longer, okay? So however long it takes for you to do your content justice, but don't dawdle, okay? That's how long the video should be. I have everything from 40 seconds to 20 minutes. I think my average is somewhere between 6 and 8 minutes, something like that. But okay, so those are the questions I often get. Oh, we have some questions here. Okay, for PC, does Microsoft have the video editor? There is a Windows Movie Maker, if that would be Microsoft. I'm so sorry, I'm such an Apple gal, but I want to let you know, Windows Movie Maker is horrible. I tried it with a client because she was on a PC. It was like the worst thing I'd ever seen in my life. And I even recently saw a spoof video about how horrible Windows Movie Maker was. So I would go with one of the other ones. DaVinci Resolve is pretty decent. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but what I understand about DaVinci Resolve, and that was the one listed. Yeah, I think I have it listed. DaVinci Resolve, yes. Under, the second bullet point under how do you edit your videos? Okay.
Cora is asking how does getting paid on YouTube works?
Oh, okay, gotcha. I will answer. Thank you for mentioning that. I don't know why I just saw the second one. I will go ahead and answer that. Thank you very much. Okay, let me just finish the video editor, then I'll go to Cora, and then I'll go to Brent. Thank you so much for that. Okay, anyway, DaVinci Resolve is good because there's the free version, which just use that. And then if you ever want to do fancier stuff, you can get the paid version of it. And you already are familiar with DaVinci Resolve. Whereas I started with iMovie. And then when I went to a completely different program, I had to relearn it and it was horrible. So DaVinci Resolve could be really good there. So Cora asked, how does getting paid on YouTube work? Okay, so what happens is that once you've reached 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within a rolling year, okay, YouTube will email you and say, hey, Cora, if you want, you could be part of our YouTube partner program. So every month you'll get money, which is 55% of the ad revenue. I'm kind of simplifying this. There are slight nuances, but that's pretty much the bulk of it. And they'll give you all the information to set up a Google AdSense account. And you do need to give your bank information. You have to give all that, but that's how and so I get direct deposit in my bank every month from Google/YouTube, which is super, super cool. And so it's just based on the ads that are placed on your videos. And I will tell you, the more views your videos have, the more ads will run, and therefore the more money you'll get. Okay, so if you have a video that has 35 views, you're only going to get a little bit of money. If you have a video with 10,000 views, you're going to have a lot more. The other thing to keep in mind is that how much YouTube pays depends on each individual video and like the niche that's this topic. And so, for example, social media marketing, niches such as social media marketing, and also how to make money online, and anything to do with like insurance or finance. And there are a couple other niches get paid more per 1,000 views of ads than travel channels or food channels or fitness channels. And the main reason being that if you have a channel that is targeting businesses or others who are more likely to spend a lot of money, I'm so sorry. YouTube, I'm gonna have to drink more water. I'm so sorry. I'm getting an itchy throat, and this is the worst time to get that. Okay. YouTube will pay more for certain niches because the audience is more likely to spend more. And so advertisers are more likely to spend money to audiences who spend more. So, so that'll give you an idea. The average payment is $2 per 1,000 views. My average is, oh gosh, I forget, $11 or $12 per 1,000 views, something up like that. Okay, so I hope that helped Cara to give you an idea. And Brent says, if Canva has added video editing capabilities, they have. And they're good if you're just getting started and want to dip your toe into video editing, it's good. There are a lot of things eventually that you're going to want to do that Canva does not offer. I have tried it. And you'll want to go to something a little bit more advanced than that. But if you're just doing some basic things where you're putting some clips together with some basic things, it's good. But I find that software that was launched as video editing software is going to have a few more bells and whistles that you might actually realize that you need. So it just depends on your comfort level. For sure. But I appreciate the fact that you mentioned that, because a lot of us do have Canva, so, it might be worth a try. And then is there a cost? Yeah. Is there a cost for a YouTube channel? Yes. Yeah. Is there a cost for your YouTube channel? No, you literally just can start your channel. You just start it. And now there's going to be a cost if you want to hire a video editor, if you decide to get Final Cut Pro, if you need a ring light, that sort of stuff. But there's no cost for entry into the YouTube ecosystem. Let's see. The next question is, how do you launch your channel to others to view it without any following? Okay, if I understand correctly, the question there is, you start your channel, but no one's watching it. So how do I get people watching it? I think that's the question. And if that's the question, I will be answering that throughout, because I'm going to be giving you ideas of how to be noticed if no one's following you, because believe it or not, the number of subscribers you have is a sign for the health of your channel, but it actually doesn't determine who's actually watching your videos. As a matter of fact, for me, only 5% of my views come from subscribers, and the other 95% come from non-subscribers. So I'll be going through that. That's a really good question. And then Cora said, yes, thank you greatly. Awesome. Okay. So let me try to close. I'm actually having a difficult time dragging this. Just a second. For some reason I can't close. I'm trying to close there we go. Sorry, I had difficulty dragging something. Okay. It's funny because a lot of people think because I'm a social media consultant, I do all this YouTube stuff, that I'm super technical, but I have difficulties clicking on things just like everyone else. Okay. But the questions I answered before, in terms of how to edit and how long a video should be, that's not really what you need to be successful on YouTube. Even though for me, those were the most important questions, and those are the most prominent questions I get. So here is what I learned from YouTubers who have millions of subscribers. And I want to let you know, everything I'm sharing with you is not, I did not make it up in my head. Okay. I have taken I couldn't even tell you how many hours of YouTube classes, possibly a couple hundred hours of YouTube classes. Okay. And I'm talking about YouTube classes in terms of understanding the YouTube ecosystem and the YouTube algorithm and how to make your videos fit within that. I've taught myself all my editing practically, but all the how to work within YouTube and the whole system and attracting an audience, I've learned from extremely successful people. And I'm basically a funnel today, and I'm funneling everything to you. So that's what that is. Okay. So the three most important things, which you might not, maybe one you might have thought of, but definitely not the other two. The 3 T's of success on YouTube are topic, title, thumbnail. And I'm going to explain all three. Okay. And the first one is the topic. Okay. And actually, the first thing you need to understand with the topic is that actually topic, title, and thumbnail is that YouTube is different than social media. So if you're on social media, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever, as you're scrolling, on your computer, on your phone, whatever it is, posts will just pop up and you can immediately engage with it, right? But on YouTube, with the exception of the fact that sometimes you could see like a brief preview of a video, like if you hover over it or whatever, for the most part, you don't really see a video until you decide to click on it. Okay. So people choose to start watching your videos. So the hard lesson I learned, okay, and I'm sharing as fellow business owner to business owner here, is you can spend hours and hours making your YouTube videos, okay? But if you don't pay enough attention to the marketing of that video in terms of the packaging of that video to get people to decide to click on that video and watch it, all of that time is wasted. So it's super important to present your video in a very appealing way. Okay, so so here's like an example of like a typical like, how like, when you go on YouTube, YouTube suggests videos that they think you might like to watch based on your viewing habits. So anyway, here's mine. So judge as you will. But anyway, and I am taking Italian lessons, which is why I see some Italian stuff there. But anyway, what was I going to say here? Okay, so you see the videos here, and you're given a choice of a whole bunch of videos. So what is it? So when you are creating a video, remember the videos behind the images you see, the little images you see here are the thumbnails. Okay, we're going to be talking about the thumbnails. The title is what's under the thumbnail, obviously. And then the topic is actually what it's all about. So people are going to click on your video and they're like, oh, that's an interesting topic. And the thumbnail caught their attention and the title jives with it, okay? These three things have to work together beautifully for people to click on your video, for it all to work, okay? And let's see, I think I see, and Lori asks, can you create a video on YouTube that you could put on your website? Yes. So as a matter of fact, I think I have that on my Delaware Shout Out website. So basically, when you create a YouTube video, one of the options, it's a share option, is to embed the video, and you can click embed, and it has like embed code, and then you or your webmaster puts it on the back end of your web coding, and it shows. So that does work, absolutely. And okay, gotcha. So thank you for those questions. Okay, so hopefully you understand you have to package and your video is competing against all the other videos. Okay, so yours has to stand out. And I will tell you, look, if I just had to like look at, if I saw the screen for the first time and I opened my eyes for just like 2 seconds and closed it, I'd probably say it's the guy with the airplane, the pilot with the airplane going down. That would be the one I'd remember. So just to let you know, like, I'm not saying you should have an airplane going down in your thumbnail. I'm just saying, keep this in mind. Okay. Let's see what we have here. When you work with YouTube, do they take your intellectual property? In other words, are you still the owner of your video? Yes, you are the owner of it. And as a matter of fact, when you're loading the video, one of the things they'll ask you is will you allow people to sample your videos? In other words, take parts of your video and use it for your own. And I say, and I uncheck that box. I don't want people doing that. So yes, I mean, and really it's when you create, and I'm not a lawyer, but my understanding is that, with anything you create, when you create it, it's out there, it's yours. Okay, so the main reasons why people watch YouTube, okay, I want you to always think of the audience through this whole process, okay? The main reasons why people watch YouTube are to entertain, or to be entertained, to be educated, or inspired, okay? These are the main reasons, and obviously there might be some relaxation in there, but as you relax, it's like, do you want to relax and be entertained? Do you want to relax and kind of learn something kind of cool? Like yesterday, I looked up how to make crystallized ginger. I don't know, it was just a topic in my head. Okay, so, but I was relaxing, or, maybe you want to be inspired. But the key is, these are the 3 reasons why people do it. But what I find is that there's a temptation when you're first starting YouTube to say, oh, I think I'm going to have a whole bunch of videos saying how great my company is. Okay. But the thing is that YouTube is like, realizes that not people aren't going to be interested in watching that, because it's not going to entertain them. It's not going to educate them. It's not going to inspire them. Okay. So, you can start selling a little bit once you've earned a loyal audience. Okay. And, so what's going to happen is like, and this is the strategy I've been using, and it works beautifully. I'm telling you, like, I just put out a lot of what I believe is good content. The feedback I get is good content. Okay. So I just put out as good content as I can. Okay. And what happens is you're going to get clients without even trying to sell. And then after a while, after you've built like a super loyal audience, and you just, you put a video out there and you automatically get 1,000 views baseline without even trying. Okay. Then you might want to introduce a service you have or something like that, but still but to keep people watching and keep people looking forward to watching, it needs to hit entertainment, education, or inspiration in general. But again, and once in a while, you can sneak in the selling piece. And because if someone sees, how do I put this? YouTube has a lot of ways to determine whether or not a video goes out there. Okay. And one of them they'll see is if they see that people are watching it and they're watching your video all the way to the end, and then they're even clicking to watch your next video, YouTube is more likely to promote that video to a whole bunch of people who don't know you. If YouTube sees that your title and thumbnail are really attractive and you're getting a high click-through rate, in other words, your video is being promoted along with a whole bunch of other videos, but people are more people are choosing yours. YouTube is like, this is a good video. So because YouTube wants to keep people on YouTube, so they're only going to recommend videos that people are more likely to click on and people are more likely to watch till the end and and watch the next video and stay on YouTube. Okay. So YouTube rewards videos who do those things. Okay. Let's see. So how do you get ideas for your channel? And this is a skill that I learned more recently. I wish I had known this in July 2020 when I started. Oh my gosh, I'd probably be at like 20,000 subscribers right now. But I learned this like earlier this year. So what you want to do is, and I'll show you how this works. Okay. You look for channels in your niche. Like, let's say your niche is aerial yoga. Okay. So, and you're type in aerial yoga, see what channels pop up, and you'll notice when you watch videos how YouTube recommends other videos that are similar, and you're going to start finding some larger channels and some smaller channels. Okay. Try to find channels that are smaller. And the reason I want you to find channels that are smaller is if you're just getting started, you want to see what's working for channels that are close to where you are with things. Okay. So that you could see what's working for them and it'll work for you. Okay. So look for channels in your niche with fewer than 5,000 subscribers. And then you're going to sort their videos by most popular. Okay. And I'll show you what this looks like. And then you're going to look for videos of those most popular ones. Definitely look at the ones that are less than a year old. Okay. Because they're like probably that are less than a year old, that have more views than subscribers. And what that means is their topic is so good that even, that they are just getting, they're filling a demand for a certain topic. And, even the small channel is getting exposure for it. And if you have certain software, you can also check if they're, getting certain views per hour and stuff like that. And I think I have that listed later, and I'll share that with you. It's free software, by the way. I really try to recommend everything that's free or practically free. So let me show you what I mean by this. And by the way, the reason I did this, the reason I'm sharing this with you in terms of the topic is because what I used to do is say, well, and I feel like I know my clients really well. So like, I know what things they need to know. The problem is that what things people need to know are not necessarily the things people are searching for on YouTube. So you want to look for things, for topics that YouTube users and YouTube viewers are searching for. And you're going to find certain topics that just have way more views than they should for a small channel. That's a sign that that's a really good topic. And you could do that topic too, and obviously do your own version of that topic. But you're going to get to, so go back to the point of the person who asked, well, how do you get discovered if like no one's following you? You do videos on topics that people are really actively searching for. So you come up as one of the results. Hopefully they'll click on you, and that starts the process. That's how you do it. So when I started saying, why am I, instead of doing topics on what I think people are looking for, why don't I actually research my industry and see what people are actually looking for? And it's made a huge difference. So let me just show you what I mean by this. Okay, and let's see what we have here. Just bear with me. Sorry. Okay, so if I'm on YouTube, okay, actually, okay, this is actually this is a small channel right here. Okay, she has 52 videos. Okay, so what you do is when you find these small channels, you see there's a sort by right here. You click on that and you click on most popular. Okay. And you'll see, this one was interesting. Okay. This one was 2 years old, but has 835 views. So the book, first of all, Break the Rules, maybe doing something about that would be good. This one is about family business transfers. Maybe if you're a business consultant, maybe family business transfers for a channel that has 52 subscribers but got 574 views, that could be really good. So that'll give you an idea. So I am constantly running into channels that are smaller, and I'm looking to see what's working for them. And again, I'm not copying what they're doing. I'm just getting topic ideas. And then I create my own spin on it based on how I want to present the information. And let's see what we have here. Chad asks, when you video people, for example, in an interview, do you use a permission form? If so, what are the essential parts of the permission document? Thank you. Very good question. There are only a couple times that I have videoed people in an interview, and all I did was I emailed them and I said, hey, can I interview you for a video on my YouTube channel? I only have 2 interviews actually. And so it was in writing. I didn't have anything very specific there. And they didn't, neither person was even expecting me to share the video with them for their approval beforehand or anything of that nature. It's just a matter of, I'm going to interview you, and then, I'll take parts of it and put it out there. Okay, that's great. And they're thankful that they got exposure. So you ask a really good question. There might be a YouTube interview permission form out there. That's something I would Google. But I had, so far, the 2 times I've had it, I already had an email conversation about it and I didn't really need it. So, so the question is, where is your channel? Oh, just a second. Okay. So if you scroll up to, just a second. Okay. You'll see, my, contact information was shared, by both our score moderators, and you'll see my YouTube channel listed there. And you can also just type in Delaware shout out in the search bar of YouTube as well, but you'll see it listed. Okay. So, okay. Thank you for copying that, but you'll also see it higher up. Okay. Awesome. So hopefully that gives you an idea. Current side. Okay. So now let's get to the title and thumbnail. And again, if you're like, I wasn't signing up for this, it's like, if you nail the 3 T's, title, topic, thumbnail, your journey on YouTube is going to be so much faster, because people have to click on it again. Okay. So, and I'm going to give you examples of title and thumbnail combos and how they work. But basically the title shares the value of the video, like what someone can expect by watching your video. And then the thumbnail, remember the image, will, when you can, it'll like add some emotion or some color or something to kind of complement the, and maybe even like invite some curiosity, or if you can. Basically it complements the title. The two work hand in hand. And you're going to, one thing I've also learned is to craft the title and thumbnail before you script or outline. Okay, before you script or outline. And the reason you want to do that is your video starts with the title and the thumbnail, right? Because that's when people are entering your video. The title and the thumbnail give a promise of what your video is all about. They're already in that mode. They're already there. So this is going to help you learn how to, like, what to start your script with. And I'm going to give you some script ideas as well very soon. Okay. So the rest of your video is going to deliver on the promise of the title and thumbnail. So I'm always brainstorming that first and coming up with that first before I start scripting, because I have in the past for many videos, you know, I script everything, film everything. I'm like, oh, I have to do a title and thumbnail. What do I do? And then I have to almost make it fit. And it doesn't become a journey anymore, really. It's a last minute ditch effort, last minute effort to get people to hopefully click on my video. There is a vendor I started using. You don't have to use them, but they've been pretty inexpensive. They're called Custom Thumbnails, and they specialize in YouTube thumbnails. And I think like if you don't have a subscription with them, it's only $39 per thumbnail, but you have unlimited revisions. And then I have a subscription with them, and you can get up to four thumbnails a month for $100, which is like $25 a thumbnail for unlimited revisions. So I'm just putting it out there. You don't have to use it. You might have a graphic designer, but I just want to let you know, if you use a graphic designer, make sure they're familiar with how YouTube works and how to optimize for YouTube, because beautiful graphic design is different than a YouTube thumbnail. So let me give you a couple examples of how this works. So on the left-hand side was my original attempt of a title and thumbnail. Okay. And I did the thumbnail. This was done in Canva. And you'll see the title of it was underneath it. And the thing is that I knew the video had really good statistics. Like, people were staying, you know, you're never going to get everyone to stay till the end, but like, you know, maybe about 50% were staying till the end of like an 8-minute video or whatever it was, and clicking on to watch the next video. So I had really good statistics, but not many people were watching it. So I went to Custom Thumbnails and I said, what can you do? And they came up with the right-hand side. And I also, you should only change one variable at a time, but I changed both. So they changed the thumbnail, I changed the title. Okay. And there's a little bit more emotion, and we're using the Instagram colors. You see the pink heart there. So people are liking, you know, so people get the idea of liking. And here you'll see a red arrow. To the left of the red arrow was my click-through rate before I use before I revise my title and thumbnail. And then you'll see my click-through rate after I change the title and thumbnail. And again, you don't have to use, you know, the vendor I'm mentioning. I'm just saying the title and thumbnail is going to affect how many people watch your videos. One last example. And this one I thought was really good that I did, but apparently it wasn't. So on the left-hand side was my attempt. On the right-hand side was after it was redone. And then here you'll see again, on the right-hand side of the arrow is after I redid the title and thumbnail and the click-through rate, so more people can watch the video. Okay, so let's talk about the content now. And your mission is to get, so you got people to, you know, you've done everything you can with the topic, title, and thumbnail to get as many people as possible to watch till the end, to click on your video. And now your mission is to get as many people to watch till the end. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is make sure your first 30 seconds are amazing, okay? Because most people, if they're going to leave, are in the first 30 seconds. They might say, because they're going to make some quick judgments in terms of, you know, is this a good video? Is it a boring video? Are they just talking about, you know, please like and subscribe, but I don't even know this person, you know, stuff like that, you know, so they're going to make quick decisions, and you need to like, the whole video should be good, but your first 30 seconds should be the best. Okay. The second thing is you want to skip branded intros. So, and my older videos have this if you ever see them, but, you know, where you have like a dancing logo and, I like historically with like 99% of channels, when you, and I'm going to show you, YouTube has what's called an audience retention chart. So you can actually, in the back office of your YouTube channel, you can see how long people are staying on each video, on every single video, and where they're dropping off and when they're coming back on, and okay. And a huge drop off happens 99% of the time when you have a branded intro, because people are like, oh gosh, I don't have time for this. Okay, so skip the branded intros. People, if you deliver content, really great content really quickly, people are going to appreciate you so much more. They're like, who's this person? Can I work with them? Okay. You want to earn it rather than, you don't want a dancing logo. A dancing logo is not going to sell anything. You providing value is going to sell it, and providing value as quickly as possible is going to sell it. So also consider delaying your own introduction. Usually sometime in the middle of my video, it depends on the video, but I might say something really quickly, like, you know, in the middle of the video, or I don't know, maybe a quarter of the way through, say, by the way, if we haven't met yet, I'm Brooke, and I, you know, and I have small business owners, you know, get more of their social media in less time. That's it. Okay. And then I just kind of go back to what I was talking about, but I don't go through a whole thing. I also no longer ask people to like in the beginning, by the way, if we haven't met, let me talk to you for about a minute about myself. Because remember that title and thumbnail, the title of the video is not hear me talk about myself for 60 seconds until I get to the point. Okay. The title of the video is here's what you're going to learn. So get to it. Okay. So get to the meat of your content as soon as possible. You also want to encourage people at the very end of the video, and you'll see this like for all my videos after February of 2021. So all my most recent videos have this, where at the, except for maybe one, okay, like except for the really short videos, but all the main videos, like at the very end, I'll say, now that you know, blah, 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 your next step is to learn or if you like this, you'll definitely want to watch this and check this out on the right-hand corner, click here. You want to sell the next video. Okay. When people subscribe to it, if people see that you have a good video, they're going to naturally subscribe if they want to. Okay. But someone subscribing is, you know, it's a positive indicator to YouTube that your video might be good. But what's a much stronger indicator is getting people to watch the next video. And in marketing, one of the biggest roles, and by the way, apply this concept to all of your marketing if you haven't already, is you should, in all of your marketing pieces, like just ask for like one thing. If you have a social media post and you want people to do one thing, ask them to do one thing, not, you know, click here and watch that and go here. It's one thing, because, or if you're in your email blasts, ask people to do one thing. Because if you ask people to do more than one thing, they'll do most likely nothing. But if you ask people to do one thing, they're more likely to do something, and that would be the one thing you ask. So in here, my main ask is to get people to subscribe. What I did start recently doing, because I've learned it, is you could ask people in the middle to like the video, because that's a very little commitment, and it is a good indicator to YouTube to deliver your video to more people. I just started doing that. I'm testing it right now, but in general, my main call to action, my CTA, if you see that CTA on the slide, my main call to action is to get people to subscribe. And I'm trying to click on Q&A, and I actually lost there we go. How often do you have to post a video to build a following of subscribers? That is an awesome question. The school of thought out there, I'll give you the school of thought, and then I'll also put my own 2 cents here. So the school of thought is, you know, at least twice a week, if you can, put a video out there. And then, you know, after, you know, at least for your first 20 or so videos, and then maybe go to once a week if you need to, or whatever. But the main reason to do that is you're going to learn, it's going to speed up it's more for speeding up your learning curve about how to do a video, because what's going to happen is your first many videos, not many people are going to watch. But if you're doing lots of videos, you're going to be learning a lot about editing. You're going to learn a lot about filming. You're going to learn a lot about scripting, so that when people start watching, you'll be a whole lot better. Okay. I will tell you, I started out doing videos twice a week. And what I found was that it did speed up my learning curve, but it nearly killed me. Because like I didn't have room. I was so busy making videos, I didn't have time to learn anything about YouTube. Okay. So, or not, or much about YouTube. And I wanted to improve how I made videos, and I wanted to watch YouTube videos from video editors and stuff like that, so I can understand some other tricks. And I wanted time to play with things, and I couldn't do that if I was just rushing out content. So I would say try to at least get on a schedule of once a week, at the very, very least, just to build momentum. I will tell you now, I just started doing videos. I'm now doing them only twice a month, but I put so much time and effort into each video that I want to make sure I'd rather have 2 as good as possible videos than, 8 in a 2 videos a month are as good as possible than 8 junk videos. If you think of, if any of you watching have ever right now have heard of Mark Rober, he has, I couldn't even tell you how many millions of subscribers he has, but he does these like science and engineering videos. He only does a video once a month at most, and that's because it takes so much time for him to do the projects he's doing to create the amazing video he does. So, but you know what? People look forward to those videos. But again, in the beginning, do more so to get more of a learning curve. But if you find that you're doing so many that you don't have time to learn, then you want to slow down a little bit. I hope that helps. That was a great question. Okay. And so again, yes, so I covered everything here. Okay, so let me give you a not side by side, but a comparison of listening to the advice I shared and not listening to the advice I shared. So this video right here was one of my much earlier videos. And here we're just looking at, I didn't get to the point right away. I really dawdled. I had the dancing logo. It was just a mess. It was just a hot mess. Okay. And here it was only a 4.5-minute video. And what you'll see is that this red line right here on the left-hand side, that is the 30-second mark. So look how many people abandoned the video within 30 seconds because I took too long. Okay. Now, once people drop, after about 30 seconds, it stayed, people were slowly dropping off. It stayed kind of steady, but I lost so many people because I didn't try during those first 30 seconds and I didn't get to the point quickly enough. Okay. And you could see, so at the very end, there were only 1.6% of the people who started watching the video clicked the end screen CTR. That means the click-through rate of the end screen. Like, when you watch the end of a YouTube video and it'll have like at least one other video for you to watch, and then you click that, that's the end screen, is that next video to watch. Okay. So only 1.6% of people who started watching the video click through it, watch till the end of this video, and click through to watch the next one. I only had a 0.02% subscription rate, and YouTube was at the time only paying me, the payment rates always change, only $1.62 for, that's revenues per mil RPM, only $1.62 for every 1,000 people who were watching, which I don't think I even got to that number. Okay. Now here's a video where I tried. Okay. And I started getting good advice, and I started taking that advice. Okay. This one, you'll see, you're always going to have some people who leave, but you'll see again, look how many people are still there after 30 seconds. Okay. And at the end of this video, 9.9% stayed till 9.9% of people stayed all the way through the 5-minute 51-second mark and also click through to the next video. 1.2% people subscribed. And if you get like 1 to 2% of people who watch your videos decide to subscribe, that's good. And again, you don't ask people to subscribe, just they'll naturally do it if it's good. And you'll see that YouTube for this one, because YouTube saw that had better audience behavior, even though and the niches are about the same paying, but I will tell you, was paying me $30.45 rather than $1.60 something for every 1,000 people. So this will give you an idea of the difference things your world will be when you know, follow this advice. And by the way, the red line right here, the red squiggly mountainous line, that is the performance of that video. And then the gray line, it looks like a shadow, but it's actually the, at the time of that video that I took the screenshot, was my average performance of my videos in aggregate. So when you see that, that's what that is. Okay. Let's see, you also want to, so we talked about content, but you also want to build a relationship with your audience, because when you're watching YouTube, you know, you're most attracted to the channels where you feel like you kind of know the YouTube creator a bit. You know, they may not know you, but you feel like you know them. Okay. So you want to build a relationship. So having having YouTube videos where you just show slides and people don't see your face. I mean, you can do a whole successful channel without people seeing your face, but it better be an amazing narrative, but otherwise show your face. Okay. But so people get to know you better, but also just make it clear what your channel stands for and whom you serve. Like on my channel, and I try to do this, people, start seeing some common themes. Like, I try to hit on things in terms of like how, okay, you could do it this way, but this will save you a lot of time in a small business. I'm always trying to give tips that are better for busy people. Okay. So that's a huge thing with my channel. Or, a huge thing with my channel is how to grab people's attention, because if you don't grab people's attention, all your marketing efforts are not worth it. So you see some themes in terms of what's important to me. Also tell stories whenever possible. So for example, I have a video coming out tomorrow where I just started a series where I roast people's social media posts, but with their permission, they have to volunteer for it. Okay. So, but in this case, it was a fellow marketer who wanted to be roasted. And so I made the story I have with this is, okay, I'm going to be roasting her post. I don't know if she's going to unfriend me or not. Please tell me if I'm kind of mean, if I'm too mean, or if I'm on point. But so watch to the end and let me know in the comments, what you think. So in other words, I'm like, I'm trying to draw the audience in terms of, I'm not feeling sure about this. Like, I know I want to rip apart this Instagram post she did, and I think it could have been a whole lot better. And I know she could do better. But was I too mean? And how is Jane, the person who did the post, how's she going to feel? So be vulnerable whenever possible. In marketing, what we're always taught in marketing is to be the know-it-all. Okay. And I don't mean that in a snarky way. I just like, you're the authority, you know everything. Okay. And yes, you are going to be the expert, but you also want to show like, hey, here's something that I've learned, or here's something that, I used to do wrong that I do correctly now, or, or I made this mistake, or whatever it is. I really try to put vulnerability in, and believe me, I'm constantly filled with self-doubt. So I have no problem being vulnerable on video, but you have to, on YouTube, if you want to get a following, people are more going to be attracted to you when it's not like, you should do this, you should do that. And you're, whether or not you're pointing a finger, at them, you want to be like, you want to be talking with them as a friend to help them and empathizing and, just showing them the way based on what your journey has been, or, or what you've seen. And you'll see that even with my roasting video, again, I'm not sure if Jane is going to be mad at me. I also have, a comment later on where I talk about the fact that Jane is a much more interesting person than I am. And I have a cute little graphic that shows that, so things like that. Create rituals. And those are the things that people can expect when they watch your videos. It could be the setting, it could be, I heard of one channel that her backdrop has like these shelves, and there's a gnome that she has on like a shelf, and the gnome keeps on moving depending on the video. I'm very tempted to do that, by the way. And then encourage comments whenever you can, and that will build a community. And when you build a community, you're going to build a fan base. But again, it starts with creating content that people are searching for and you're going to grow your community that way. And after a while, you're going to have some wiggle room to do some videos that aren't exactly searchable, but will serve your community and your channel. Some other helpful tools. First of all, we have Canva Pro. That is for, so I do have Canva, but I have the Pro account, and I have used that for thumbnails but I use that pretty much for all my video graphics. I use Epidemic Sound for music and sound effects, and it's like, so you don't get into licensing problems and copyright problems. Storyblocks has stock video footage. Again, the same thing with the licensing. vidIQ is great for video research. Like if you want to see like how many views a particular video is getting, and if that's worthwhile. And you basically just want to ease into these tools as you get more into video. And I do see a chat right here. Okay, let's see. Okay, and all right. And the most important thing is just to have fun. This is a journey. I'm happy to answer other questions. Technically this goes until 11:30, so we have plenty of time for any questions you might have. And I'd also love to hear, if for those of you who want to share, like, what is a big lesson that you've learned today, or an aha moment, or something you didn't know before that is going to help you in your YouTube journey, or help you with videos in general. I would love to hear that in the, in your comments. Do you mind if I ask the question now?
Sure.
Let's see. If a client has all the elements of the video, do you provide editing of client videos? I could do that. I would probably charge more than the average editor, but I'm happy to have a conversation about that. So if that's the question, so feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to have a conversation about that. And Anne asks, what are the specifics of getting our own channel? I've used YouTube, but have always found another ad directing my viewer to a different direction right after mine. How do I avoid that? I've used YouTube, has found another ad directing my viewer to a different direction right after mine. How do Anne, are you asking, so you have a channel? Would you be able to rephrase that question if that's okay? And if that's okay, I'm not, I know that when you go on, I will, in terms of getting your own YouTube channel, when you go on YouTube, you're just on your home screen and you go in the top right corner, there is an option for starting a channel. Let's see. And I can't show that because I have the channel, if that makes sense. But you just start it, like you could just add a channel basically. Rose asked, relieved to hear that you had a few challenges as a startup we can learn from. Thank you and great job. Thank you. Okay, so I don't have my own channel, don't know how. So basically, and since Score's sharing their own screen right now, I want to kind of keep it here. But when you're on YouTube, go on your desktop, and when you click on the top right corner, it would be like on your Google account, there's going to be an option there for you to start a channel. It really, really should be there. So that's where it'll be. Thank you for asking that. And then there's something in chat here. And then Diana asks, thank you, Brooke. As a hardcore marketer from the old world, this is a mystery to me. We need more from you. What is your most favorite book on the subject? I do have, okay, I've only read one book on YouTube, and that is called, I think it's called YouTube Secrets, and it's by Daryl Eves. But I didn't like it. So even though it's like hugely popular, is like more about the guy than YouTube. And is there your most favorite person teaching different social media on YouTube? Well, I'm my favorite person teaching social media on YouTube. So, but in terms of people teaching YouTube on YouTube, I like channel makers a lot. Channel makers and video creators are really good. And I'm doing a YouTube course through, channel makers right now. But yeah, but no, I teach social media. So, and I try to make my videos you're going to see them they're very unique. So, you know, they're suited to my taste and my audience. So I'm not trying to be braggy. I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm going to recommend myself there, but in terms of YouTube experts out there, you know, I feel like I'm becoming one, but like the big name guys, channel makers is really, really good. I really like them a lot. And video creators is good too. So, also, Hillier Smith is a good YouTube editor guy. There might be some foul language in some of his videos, but he points out editing things you wouldn't ever think of. So I hope that helps. Okay, so thank you for allowing me to answer those questions. So go ahead and share more about SCORE. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I think. Oh, wait. Oh, Anne also says I wasn't able to see your business card info. Wasn't the name of your business for the search? It's Delaware Shout Out. If you just go on YouTube and type in Delaware Shout Out, and shout out is one word, you'll see it. They're in the queue and in the chat. There is if you scroll up, you're going to see links. Keep on scrolling up and you'll see links to my channel. Sorry. Go ahead. Do you want me to answer Chad's question too, or do you want me to answer Chad's question after you? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you post videos in other places? So Chad asks, and thank you. Yes, thank you. Do you post videos in other places? For example, how do you post videos on your website? Thank you so much for the excellent presentation. Thank you very much for that. In general, the videos I'm making are specific to YouTube because I'm doing a call to action that is specific to YouTube. If I had a staff, I would take excerpts of my videos and post them on LinkedIn and Facebook and everything. I did a YouTube short recently that I did put on Instagram Reels that worked out well. And I might end up doing more of that. Ideally, you want to repurpose all of your content. But I just don't have, you know, like I am me. So, and there's limited time. So, but ideally, it would be helpful to repurpose and to putting putting the videos on the website is a matter of getting the embed code, which you can when you watch a video and you watch your own video at least, and there's a share button, I think it is, share or save. You click on share and you'll see embed with like a code. And you get this code and it goes in the back office of your website. And that's something, you know, if you're familiar, like if you have a WordPress site, you may be able to do it on your own, or maybe you have to give it to your webmaster or something of that nature. Okay. Let's see. Brent asks, this may have already been asked, but can we get a link to watch this webinar again? I know that the webinar you will get a copy of this presentation. Anyone who registered will get a copy. So I think I can speak to SCORE for that. Oh, Mike, you're here. Awesome. I love Mike. He is an amazing SEO expert. And I'm like, I want to bow down to him. You're here. Okay. So he's working on, so I'm currently working with, you know, social media marketing, and thank you for the testimonial, Mike. I really appreciate that. And Mike is, if you're looking for someone who knows SEO and Google Ads, like he's the guy. He's awesome. So let's see. Shakira asks, let's see. Types of channels you recommend. Type the channels you recommend here. Okay, I just want to. I can only, when I type it, I can only type to the host and panelists, or just to the host. I can't type to everyone. Like I literally, I don't have that capability. So if you just want to write down, and I apologize for that. So if you could just write down channel makers and video creators, those are two separate ones. Those are really good. But I don't have, the way it's set up, I can't type in chat to everyone. Otherwise,
Video,
I totally would.
what did you say? Video?
I'm sorry, video creators.
Okay.
And creators with, so perfect. Okay. Let's see, any other questions? Okay. I think I keep on, wait, did we get everything? I think we got everything. I think we got everyone. I think.
Relieved to hear that you had a few challenges with your startup that we can learn from. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, I did see that. I did see that. And so thank you. All right. Okay.
To search our list of available mentors or be paired with one, go to our https chesterdelco.score.org content, find mentors 146, or call the number 484-356-8624 for assistance. SCORE helps you if you need mentors, and our SCORE office is in Chester County Garment Service Center, 601 West Town Road, Suite 281, Westchester, PA 19382. To get general information, you can call 484-356-8624, and the email is contact.0544@scorevolunteer.org. And thank you, Brooke, very much. Brooke Miles, Delaware shout out, and her email is brooke@deshout.com. And her cell number is 302.
That's not my cell number. That's my office line.
Okay.
Yeah, don't text it.
Okay, sorry.
It's an office line.
Okay, so if you need any more information, you can always email Brooke. She can help you. And after this recording is ended, you will get an email from SCORE providing the recordings. And if you need mentors or more information to help you, to work with you, you can always reach out to SCORE, and SCORE will definitely set you up with an appointment, and then you can go from there. Thank you very much, Brooke.
Thank you.
For giving us that enlightenment. Whoever is interested to start, they have something to start with, and they can also go to YouTube channels and watch your videos, and they can email you if they need more help or assistance. Thank you.
Yes. By the way, Shakira asked about channel makers. Yes, that's channel makers I really like.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.